Okay, time now is 11:04 a.m. on November 15th. I slept from 5 a.m. to 10:50-ish, so it's not too bad of a sleep. I am not completely sleep deprived, so that's good. Yeah, definitely tired, and I wish I'd gone to bed earlier. Um, But yeah, today I'm going to film set. But before that, at 1 p.m., Harley's giving me her clothes, and then I'm gonna head to downtown LA Target to buy a baby onesie. Um, so, yeah, but before all that, I would just like to do normal stuff, like watching films and editing and whatever. Yeah, it's so tough. Yeah, I just woke up and the first thing I saw was Eris Baker texting me at 8 a.m. like, "Can you show me a photo of the wedding ring?" And I sent her a photo. I don't I don't know weddings, man. I don't know weddings. I sent her a photo and in my head I'm like, "Fuck, is this the wrong wedding ring?" And she said that, "Yes, it's the wrong wedding ring. This is a wedding ring for a woman's." And I bought this shit like a few days ago so that Amazon would deliver it in time. So I don't know what to do now. Apparently you can DoorDash it from Target, but I also asked in a group chat to see whether they have a wedding ring. Um, and Jing Chen might have one, so lifesaver. And yeah, hopefully it all works out. But yeah, this is a blunder indeed. Eris Baker is scary. Don't wanna piss her off. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh, I'm gonna go back to bed. It's still raining. So, yeah. Yeah. And then not much else, I guess. The job hunt continues. Um, and yeah, just film set tonight. And it's so crazy. Tomorrow is the day I'm seeing no other choice. So that's also kind of crazy too. Um, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bruh. I just walked 40 minutes to this bus stop. 40 minutes, and then I got onto the bus, and then I got off the bus because the doors aren't working or some shit. So the universe doesn't want me to go to Target, so I guess I'm not going to Target.
This is Figueroa Street and Adams Boulevard.
Okay, we're here. Fuck. Why did I come here? I don't know. Fuck. Okay. Can't believe I'm here. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, if that's the topic.
Okay, time now is 3:43 a.m. in the morning. I literally just came back home, which is kind of fucked up, but yeah. And it's raining outside. So yeah, today is interesting. It's very very intriguing. Multiple things had happened. But first of all, I just want to say I had a good morning. And by good, I mean not bad. Nothing great happened. It's just that it's unbelievable that today is a film set day, and I have a lazy, idle morning because I only went to set for half a day. So the morning, I had okay amount of sleep, and it was rather idle. It was rather chill. I filmed and edited a movie review really quickly. I was really tired though. You can tell I was really tired in the review. And I spent some time watching City the animation. I made myself breakfast. But things started to complicate a little bit because today I actually have a lot of tasks to do in terms of PD for Eris Baker's set. Like, I need to get an extra baby onesie, as well as a ring, a wedding ring, because I showed Eris Baker that I got a woman's wedding ring instead of a men's ring, which is quite embarrassing. It's common knowledge. I should know this, and I'm the PD. So why the fuck do I? How did I even mess this up? I don't know. Um. So yeah, very embarrassing. And I don't know how to plan things out because I'm scared that I'm giving myself too much task to do. I want to edit a college update video, film and edit a movie review, watch a film before leaving to Target to buy a baby onesie. And not just any Target, but the Target at downtown LA. And then that's going to take a while. I need to go there by bus. And then for the wedding ring, um, I immediately typed in the PD group chat for emergency purposes. I was like, hey, does anyone here have a wedding ring? And then Jing Chen saw it, and Jing Chen DM'd me or texted me and was like, oh, you need a wedding ring? I might have one. And then a little bit later, he's like, never mind. Our set needs to use it, so we can't give it to you. But I know the exact place you can go in Chinatown for $5, cash only. You can get a wedding ring, like a prop wedding ring. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I did all this stuff. And then on top of that, Harley is giving me her clothes for the laundry. So much is happening. So first of all, Harley came to my place at 1:20 p.m. and it was raining slightly, and she Ubered here. I told her, you don't have to Uber, we can meet somewhere in the middle. And she's like, no, I will Uber, it's fine. It's raining anyways. It's like, I don't want to be carrying all this stuff. So she Ubered to my place, and then I got the clothes, and I'm like, thank you, thank you. And then I'm covered in rain. Also, she knew about my YouTube channel already, but we just pretended like, even though there's this piece of information, I'm too fucking busy and in a hurry to be bothered by this. So I'm like, thank you. I got her clothes, and then I came back, and then I quickly edited my movie review, and then at the same time, Thomas wants to call me and talk to me, and he kept sending me scripts because he's applying to the screenwriting MFA and the producing MFA program for USC. And the deadline is tonight. And so I told him, like, I'm so busy, I can't do it now. Okay, I can't do it. But I still did it. I read his scripts, I talked to him for a little bit, texted him for a little bit. So at around maybe, I forgot when. I think maybe around 2:50 p.m., which was already like, oh, it's kind of late. I have to go to set at 7. Like I have to arrive there at 7. So if I leave at 2:50, so like 3, I have 4 hours to go all the way to Target to buy something, to Chinatown to buy something, and then come back and then settle down and then do my final PD stuff, and then also go back to my laptop so that I could finish editing some stuff and watch a movie maybe in 4 hours. What the fuck? So what ended up happening is very interesting. First of all, I did not plan to have lunch. I planned to have a dinner. And I had breakfast at 11 a.m. and I planned to have a dinner at around 5 p.m. right before set, because I thought that I won't be able to have any food on set. But that's wrong. That was proven to be wrong. So I was hungry. Second of all, at 2:50 I left. I wanted to head to downtown LA. And I realized the fastest and the easiest way for me to get there is to walk all the way to Dash Bus F station. Which is like, what, 15 minutes away by walking in the fucking rain. But if I get onto the bus, it's all fine. So I did all that. I arrived at Dash Bus F station and I waited and waited and waited. And the bus didn't show up. And I kept waiting. I'm just like, I don't fucking care. I'll just keep standing here. I'm not going to switch bus lanes. I'm not going to consider Ubering. I'm just going to continue waiting. So I waited and waited and waited. And at some point, Liam, the gay Latino guy from Click to View, and Mariam, interesting, which makes a lot of sense. They're both in Annenberg and they're both with the hip film kids. So Mariam, the half Persian girl, they showed up. And Liam's like, hey, what are you doing? And we talked a little bit. Mariam was like, oh, how are you doing? So that's very interesting. I wanted to talk more to them, but, whatever. And then they walked away, and I looked at them walk away. I turned my head to my left side. And then I realized that as they were crossing the road itself has these blockades, and I'm like, holy shit, this road is blocked the whole time. That's why the bus never came, because it's blocked. So I decided to walk. I walked towards the campus. I walked to the next Dash Bus F stop, also blocked. And then I walked to the next stop, also blocked. And then I went all the way to Gateway, still blocked. And then I went to Gateway and I walked north to fucking Northern Cafe, to the bus stop next to Northern Cafe, or like near. And finally, it's not blocked. So Dash Bus F, maybe it's because it's game day today or something. I think that's why. But Dash Bus F skipped 4 stops across USC to get to the other side. And I walked 40 minutes all the way down south and then back north to Northern Cafe just to reach the bus stop. And I was wet. Thank God I wore Crocs. But yeah, it was and I listened to music and, it's whatever. And I finally arrived at the bus stop and I saw bus 81. And I thought, maybe bus 81 can take me to downtown LA too. So I saw the bus door close and the bus was just there. And I immediately went to my transit app and checked the bus route of bus 81. And that took a while. And the bus is not going. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm going to approach the bus. So I found out that 81 does pass through Figueroa 8th, which is the bus stop I need to get to. So I went to the door of the bus and I asked the bus driver, hey, does it go past Figueroa 8th? And the bus driver's like, yeah. And then I got in, I sat down, I'm like, finally, I'm sitting down, I'm on a bus, I'm on my way, right? And then for the next 4 minutes or so, maybe 3 minutes, the bus driver kept opening and closing the doors. The front door, the back door of the bus, just opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. And then I was like, okay, what now? What now? And then the bus driver walked over to us, the passengers. At that point, there were about 5 or 6 passengers. He was like, I'm sorry, you all need to get out. Something weird is happening. So the bus isn't moving, it's stuck there, and I guess the doors are not working properly, so now we have to all get off. I love LA public transportation. I love it. Not only does a bus skip multiple stops all the time without warning, but also a bus can just fail like that out of nowhere. Um, so I love it. I love it. So at that point, I seriously thought maybe I should just go back home. Because the thing is, at that point, Harley. Okay, right. Jing Chen told me to go to Chinatown and buy a ring. And then Harley saw my message and DM'd me and said that she has a ring. And then when she gave me the clothes, she also gave me a ring. And then took a photo. I sent it to Eris Baker. And Eris Baker said, "I love!" exclamation mark. So that is a huge burden off my chest. This means I only need to get to downtown LA. I don't need to go to Chinatown now. And so the only purpose of me heading out is to buy an extra baby onesie. That's all this effort. 40 minutes of walking in the rain. It's all for one baby onesie. And I thought, you know what? Maybe that's too much to sacrifice just for something so small. So I might as well just go home and give up and say, oh, I didn't have time to buy an extra baby onesie. But then I'm like, no, sunk cost fallacy. I'm out here already. So I waited a couple minutes for Dash Bus F. It showed up, and I hopped onto it. It brought me to Figueroa 8th, and I went into a humongous Target in downtown LA. Also, I feel like I've never been to this side of downtown LA before. I've been to downtown LA like 20, 30, maybe 40 times, maybe 50 times. Like, I don't know. I haven't been to this part of downtown LA. It looks so New York-y, and maybe it's because it's rainy and cold. It's like a very interesting vibe of like tall buildings, but also like kind of rustic and kind of like middle of nowhere, but also very busy, kind of liminal. But yeah, I went to this big Target and I found 2 extra baby onesies and I saw some baby socks and I'm like, perfect. So I bought them, stuffed them in my bag, my diagonal bag, and then I kept walking, found a bus stop, bus 37, immediately showed up, took bus 37 back, home, easy peasy, nothing bad happened. Returned home at around 4:45 p.m. Now that's insane. So the whole journey took me about 2 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot, but like half of that 2 hours, like 1 hour of that is just me walking in the rain, which is absolutely insane. So with the remaining time, I cleaned up my Crocs so that I could use it at home again. And I just started like just taking photos of my PD final prep work. And I made myself linner, which is butter toast with avocado, which tasted really good. Soy sauce, fried chicken, and then some chicken soup. So that's a pretty hearty meal, not gonna lie. And then at 7, I called an Uber. So I didn't arrive on set at 7. I arrived on set at 7:50-ish, 7:40. And by then, Eris Baker isn't even there yet. I kind of knew in the back of my head that they're going to be late. But yeah, I called an Uber, $40-something, all the way in Inglewood. I did not realize Inglewood is this far away. I thought it's going to take me about 20 minutes. Because LA at night in the rain, no one shows up. I thought it's going to be fast. But no, Inglewood is 40 minutes away. And I have shit tons of clothes. I have my own clothes, Harley's clothes, Christian's prop clothes, Goodwill clothes. I have 3 baskets, bunch of small stuff. And I'm just one man carrying all this. Usually when you bring stuff to set as a PD, you have multiple people helping you. You have a truck or a big car, and multiple people put multiple boxes of stuff into the car, and then we ship everything over, and then we unload bit by bit. Today it's only me and an Uber, and just baskets. So yeah, it was tiring. But I did it. Called an Uber, went all the way to Inglewood, fell asleep in the car. I did not realize how tired I am. Goddamn. And then I arrived in Inglewood, and in the laundry, and holy ball sacks, this is interesting. So it's the third 310 I've ever worked on, and probably, hopefully, the last. And when I arrived there, I did not know a single person, which is interesting. I mean, when I went to Reese's 310, same, but it was fine because I'm on a soundstage, it's USC territory. But in here, it didn't feel like a 310. It just felt like some indie short film set with a whole crew that I do not know at all. I wondered, where is the trio? Where are her trio mates? Turns out, neither of them are here. Holy shit. So, Eris Baker's two other trio mates, they worked on their own thing, helped each other, and Eris Baker didn't help them. So when Eris Baker needed help, they didn't help her. They are separated. Really, really crazy. There's this AD, and all these, half of the crew member, they look old and they look professional. By old, I mean like adults. A lot of them are graduates of film schools, and a lot of them are probably from Eris Baker's film industry connections, from This Is Us connections. The AD is this white girl who looks like the most Beverly Hills pasty white yoga matcha latte looking girl, and she's so tense. She did not have a good vibe. Everyone else is chill. It's also this is also the first time I've ever been on set where a majority of the crew is black, which makes sense. It's a black woman's film, and it makes a lot of sense. A lot of black women on set. Second AC, a lot of the PA, some of the grips, which is really interesting. And also Eris Baker's entire family is there. So Eris Baker shows up, and I asked the AD, who's the producer, and she's like, well, Eris Baker's also the producer. And then I'm like, well, how about the DP? And it's this white guy with beard, or like facial hair, and a beanie, and I'm just like, I don't know these people. I thought I'm gonna meet the Herpes guy, the guy who made the Herpes musical for P2. He's not even here. So yeah, I didn't socialize with people all that much. It was a little awkward because I just randomly showed up out of nowhere. And then they broke for lunch, and you know what? They had a lot of food. I was like, might as well. So even though I literally just had dinner, and then I had lunch, like set lunch, and I'm not that full. So I was able to eat like a whole sandwich, and then later at 1 a.m. I ate a salad, and I ate some cookies, some potato chips, a Fanta. It was a good meal, and I was surprised that I'm able to eat this much. Even like Ethan Kwan's set had terrible crafty. Like I'm not eating anything. Starman had terrible crafty. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like, none of the snacks were good. But I was able to eat quite a bit. There were cinnamon breadsticks, and Eris Baker's family's here, and they brought food over. So, very interesting. You got the sense of community here. But yeah, I set up the PD for the laundromat, and not gonna lie, it was way easier than I thought it would be. I took a bunch of clothes out, put them in 3 different baskets. One for the main guy, one for the main girl, one for the background extra. And then I set up a bell, I greet some stuff, I flip some stuff over so that names would not be seen, and some small stuff here and there, and then boom, I'm free. After about 20 minutes, I'm done with PD setup, and I was just chilling using my phone while G&E is still setting up. Usually it's the opposite, Usually it's the opposite. On Starman, it's the opposite. On Starman, art is always taking the longest time, obviously. So, it was nice, and Eris Baker's nice. Like, she's chill. She's like, oh, it's good, And everyone thought, oh, Eris Baker's really difficult to work with. But no, Eris Baker's, like, fine. I was really scared. So the ring, it worked. Eris Baker liked it. Except the guy's finger is a little big, and the ring is a little tight. And then the costume designer, she had a black ring that just fit his finger more. So I don't even need to worry about that now. I have 2 rings now, and neither of them are used. And then, yeah, whatever, fine. I met this girl, and she's an SDA. Her name is Riley, and she's like the only person who seems kind of friendly to me at first. But then the rest of the crew starts being a little more chill. There's this black girl who wants to open a sauce packet for her salad, and she asked me if I have scissors, and I'm like, no, but I have a box cutter, and I use a box cutter to open like a little opening in that sauce packet, and she asked me that twice. That's pretty much it. I also almost fell asleep at one point. I was so tired. But for the most part, it was really chill. I had to wet some clothes, which I did not expect. I had to wet them in the sink so that they look like they've just been washed. And it's a really last minute decision. It's a very random, in the moment decision. But yeah, some of the clothes now are wet, and I want to dry them, but I can't use a dryer now because it's fucking 4 a.m. in the morning. So I gotta wake up a little earlier tomorrow to dry that. And that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and then we wrapped kind of late. We wrapped at 2:30 a.m. We're supposed to wrap at 2 a.m., but we wrapped at 2:30 a.m. And Eris Baker drove me home with 3 other black girls. So I'm in a car with 4 black girls. Again, like, it's so crazy to me that it's only now I realize I've never had such an African American film set, which is cool. I've been on super Asian film sets. I've been on white majority film sets. Reese Zemeckis, hello. I've been on film sets that are very homogenous, like Starman. I've been on film sets where it's almost entirely Asian, like Locke, you know. Yeah, so it's all so fascinating. I've been on film sets where it's majority women, like Rush. Again, just super fascinating. But okay, the final trick, the final rug pull, the final twist. I asked Anna Iwasawa what's the plan tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm seeing Park Chan-wook. A lot of people, Matt, Min Kim, Asir, Daniel Pan, Josiah, the PA from Starman, they all went to the Academy Museum to see No Other Choice, which is crazy. But no worries, because I'm seeing it tomorrow morning at the Aero Theater, right? Wrong. I DM Anna Iwasawa. I was like, hey, what's tomorrow's plan? And she's like, what? What are you talking about? And then she realized, oh my god, there has been a miscommunication. I'm so sorry. When I bought you the tickets for No Other Choice, it's not for No Other Choice, it's for JSA. I thought you wanted the tickets for JSA. I'm super sorry. Whoa, holy shit. So at that moment, it wasn't like heartbreaking because I have a backup plan. My backup plan is Justin T. So I immediately DM Justin T. I'm like, hey, have you refunded your No Other Choice tickets yet? Because if you recall correctly, after the Aero Theater announced that they're doing No Other Choice, by the way, Ayo Adiburi is moderating that. Crazy. I wish I was there, but anyways. November 17th, Monday night. No Other Choice, Century City. Hell fucking yes. So, I asked Justin T if he refunded that, because he bought 2 tickets, one for me, in case I magically somehow am not able to enter the Aero Theater, even though I know I can. Except I can't now. And thank God, thank Jesus H. Christ, it's not refunded. Justin T still has my ticket. Great. But this now means that originally I want to hang out with Audrey, the Asian girl. That's not really happening anymore. Or is it? Oh, what the hell? What the helly? But anyways, Anna Iwasawa refunded me $19. It's so crazy because I already bought the JSA ticket. But Anna Iwasawa never thought to buy No Other Choice, which makes sense, I guess. She has 508 set tomorrow, but yeah. So it's okay. It sucks that tomorrow I can't go, but it's also good news because then I don't need to ask Maddie Henderson to cover for me. Then this also means someone can drive me to set tomorrow. So this means I can be on set full day tomorrow. So suddenly, tomorrow's plans is way simpler. And also, I still get to see Park Chan Wook on Monday night. And it kind of works out perfectly because if I do go to the Aero Theater tomorrow, I'll probably have to arrive there by 9 a.m. because people are going to be lining up hella early for that shit, which would be torture. So maybe it's a better idea. But yeah. So anyways, that's that. And then I texted Audrey about it because Anna Iwasawa was like, "Oh, someone on Xiaohongshu is actually reselling No Other Choice Century City tickets." And then I'm like, "Well, I have the extra ticket now because of Justin T. But what if I bring Audrey along?" So I texted Audrey about it. And then Anna Iwasawa told me, "Oh, but the reselling tickets are like $50." And I'm like, "Oh, well, never mind then. As much as I want Audrey to see it, I'm not gonna make her pay $50 to watch a movie with me at Century City. And it's probably not sitting next to me." So I told Audrey that, and I was like, "Well, actually, since Audrey's gonna be free from 3:30 p.m. onwards, and at around 6:30 I need to head out to Century City, we still have like maybe 3 hours to hang out, which is enough. That is the same amount of time I and Jiren hung out in Hong Kong." And so we reached a consensus. So I'm still gonna see Audrey. And I told her, why not just watch some movies on my Blu-ray player at my place? And she's like, "Yeah, sure. What do you want to watch?" It's so easy. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to hang out with her, but I did not expect asking a girl to hang out with me at my place would be so fucking easy. Uh, like, say no, be hard to get, be mean. Like, why be nice? Like, I don't get it, you know? But sure, we'll hang out, so I'm excited for that. Um, and Jiren texted me out of nowhere saying that she talked to Sean Baker for the second time because she just watched Left-Handed Girl, and then she asked Sean Baker for advice, and Sean Baker's like, "Oh, working with a director like you," and then Jiren's like, "Oh my God, Sean Baker thinks that I have director aura." So I get it. You're hot and you're cool and you're hot shit, and Sean Baker likes you because he likes Asian women. So good job. But great for her though, for real. Ugh, okay. Time now is 10:55 a.m. in the morning. On November 16th, I slept from 5 a.m. again. I did go to bed at around 4:45 though. But yeah, 5 a.m. to 10:45, and yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I feel so cold. And I'm so sleepy. I can't wait for tomorrow because I get to sleep way more tomorrow. But but yeah, this is a lot. Um, yeah, this is bad. I'm so sleepy. Holy shit. But yeah, today's day two uh of the Eris Baker's 310. I'll be on set for 12 hours today. And right now I have about 2 hours until they pick me up, so yeah. Um yeah, I guess I don't have a lot else to say. I'm trying to finish watching a movie this morning. If I can, that would be great. I need to wash and dry the clothes that I wet last night. And also, I need to clear some storage space for my phone. That's it. That's all the tasks I need to do today. Um, yeah. Ugh. I'm also running out of food again. Kind of want to go buy groceries, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have time. Uh, I think the only time I have is Tuesday, really. Yeah. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited for Audrey coming to my place. Yeah. Even Giant hasn't come to my place. Um. But yeah, and then no other choice is happening like in 5 minutes. So I'm not there. So yeah, that's sad. But I get to see him tomorrow anyways, so cool. Saved. Um and yeah, that's it.
Cut. Cool, yeah.
Moving on, yay, scene 6.
Yeah.
And I feel like also, when you're looking at her, before, when you're just looking at her, then she walks away and just goes here and kind of ignores you. But what if, like, in that moment, you were about to say something? Or in that
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then another, like, exterior shot.
Rolling.
Scene 6, Lima, take 1, Mark.
Set.
Action.
So you gotta go on the third one.
Okay, my boys. Time now is 3:51 a.m. in the fucking morning. I'm eating some guava passion fruit yogurt from Trader Joe's. That's my dinner. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. So, yeah, let's do a summary of today. I think today was all right. It was all right. It is definitely less interesting than yesterday because I was on set for 12 hours. And also very boring. This has got to be one of the more boring sets I've ever worked on. Yeah, super boring actually. I know this is like an experimental film, and most of the action in it is like subtle, but not much happens. It's just two people in a laundromat, and there are 3 scenes, scenes 2, 4, 6, and each scene is really short. It's just like a small action, a glance, stopping, shaking, no dialogue. For some reason, each scene has like a bajillion shots. Like scene 4, or I think scene 2 goes from A to P, and then scene 6 goes from A to double A. Like it has 27 shots. There are 26 letters in the alphabet in the English language. There are 27 fucking shots. Like an insert here, an insert there, an angle here, angle there. It's ridiculous. But somehow we're still able to finish the whole thing in like 12 hours. Even though today we definitely shot more than 70 shots, maybe 80 shots. Like I don't fucking know. Yeah, so really, really crazy. And I had a nice morning because I am being driven to set by Riley, who is from SDA, and in the morning I woke up around 10:50, and up until 1 p.m. me and two other black girls, Ria and Avi, none of us know what the hell is going on. We don't know when are we getting picked up where until 1 p.m. when we were told. So in the morning I had some time to wash and dry the clothes that I had to purposefully wet. And also I didn't film anything, but I did speed run, like skim through an Amy Schumer movie, which is fucking terrible, but at least I can count that I watched it. And I also imported some videos into my laptop. So I did all the things I want to do. Plus, I randomly got a stomachache after I ate the croissant, which was terrible and dry. I got a fucking stomachache, and at that point it was like 1:10 p.m. I'm like, fuck. So within half an hour, went to the bathroom, took a quick shower, went out, easy peasy, boom, boom, shwep. So I did it, and got picked up, and yeah, it's tough, man. So much PD stuff for one man. 3 baskets, Harley's bag of clothes, 2 plastic bags full of Christian's prop clothes, a big plastic bag full of my clothes, and 2 Goodwill bags full of prop clothes, and a bunch of small stuff. I carried them all painfully downstairs onto the car. Riley helped me put in the trunk, and then we zoomed off, and then we picked up AV, who is crossing the road to the main entrance, or no, not to the main entrance, to the SDA side, SDA side, McClintock Theater side, and then we zoomed off to Inglewood. It took about half an hour. We arrived. We were about 30 minutes late. Surprisingly, not that late. It was 2:30 p.m. and then we spent 1.5 hours setting up. And I set it up pretty quick, pretty easy, pretty simple PD. And then for the rest of the day, I'm just kind of chilling. Occasionally, between shot to shot, I would go to fix some stuff. Eris Baker and the AD, Saskia was her name, they would be like, PD! And I would jump out. I would be like, yes! And they would ask me to do very basic things, like, oh, can you move this basket? Or can you add more clothes to that thing? I think the most complicated thing I had to do today is to make some dryer spin, which I didn't want, because I don't want to make clothes that are already dry even drier, because that may affect its, I don't know, it's just not great. And Eris Baker purchased a laundromat card, put $10 in it, and I had to actually press dry. But that's like the most complicated thing I had to do today. Everything else was rather chill. Maybe a couple hours into the shoot, a girl came in, an Asian girl. So it's interesting, when I looked at the call sheet, I saw one other Asian name, and her name is Ji Yu Gao, and I don't know who that is. And one of the grips is Asian, so I thought it's him, but it's Asian American. Which is weird. Ji Yu Gao is a very non-Asian American name. If it's Asian American, it would be like Alex Gao or something, you know? But no, she came in. Is this Asian girl? I thought she's Chinese American. Turns out she's like born in Beijing, raised in Singapore, and then raised mostly in New York. but still somehow international, but she's basically American at this point. And she's a freshman in BCA, and holy ballsack, she is the most positive, uplifting, energetic person ever, the most extroverted. It's basically Jiayun Part 2. I was kind of a little bit taken back by that, but I rode along with it. But I see Jiayun Part 2, but she doesn't really have the same charm as Jiayun, but she's super oh my god, you're in cams. Oh wait, do you know this person? Oh yeah. So how do you like cams? You know, blah 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 blah. And then at some point I mentioned that I went to Cannes Film Festival, and that basically opened a can of worms, which is great, because I love talking about Cannes Film Festival. Because she said she's applying to American Pavilion to go to Cannes Film Festival next year, which is crazy. I didn't know you applied this early, but she's like, "Oh, we gotta have a coffee chat. You gotta tell me all about Cannes." And I started telling her about like ticketing and the locations and the scheduling and blah blah blah. And she's like, "What? That's crazy." Which is true. Cannes is actually quite complicated if you think about it. Unless you go many times, the first time is always going to be daunting because you have no idea what the fuck's going on. It's very complicated system, very strict dress code, scheduling, everything. But yeah, I just talked a lot. I showed her photos, and then we just talked in general, like what we want to do in film. She got into production, and then she decided to not go to production and instead transfer to BCA, which is ridiculous. Everyone wants to go to production, but she's like, yeah, production seems too intense for me. Also, I don't like cinematography and I don't like directing. I only like producing. For me, that's depressing. Because if you spend 4 years of your life learning how to write emails and make phone calls and be persuasive, that's depressing as fuck. But maybe for her, it's good. She seems like she really loves it. I talked about how much I dislike emails. She said, I love emails. I love negotiating with people. I'm making magic happen. And I'm like, that's the opposite for me. I love shot listing. I love thinking about color palettes and camera movements and creating a story, creating atmosphere, set dressing. But writing emails and begging for money is terrible. Kill me. I will put a gun to my throat. So we're quite opposite. But yeah, she's super energetic, super optimistic. She's like, oh, this is fun. She didn't do anything the whole day. Like, not much. She just walks around and, like, helps me here and there and just chat. And she's like, this is one of the most fun sets I've ever been on. This is so cool. And it's literally just a laundromat. And she's going to turn 20 soon, which is relatively old for freshmen. And she says she has like 6,000 something followers and she has like a blue check mark. Turns out she's a child actress. And so she's been on tons of set as an actress, and she's also been on tons of set as producer. And she's like, this is one of the most fun sets. And in my head, I'm like, there's no way. And the thing is, I haven't been on a film set at all until I was 20, not counting the child commercial stuff and not counting my own short films, obviously. Like the first like student film set I've been on, I was 20 years old, and this Thomas short film. And you know, she's so incredibly lucky to have worked on so many sets before she even turns 20. And she's like, this is one of the most fun sets? Really? No. This is like C tier, honestly. Even Ethan Kwan's was more fun. It was more intense, but it was at least stuff was going on. Most fun for me is still like Locke was just a blast. I will never forget that. And Imperfect Us. I mean, Rush was kind of fun, I guess. No, let me think. Pit wasn't fun. I can see that it's fun, though, in some ways. What was fun? I guess Anywhere the Wind Blows is fun, but that's, like, scripty. I don't know if that counts. But yeah. Lunch was good. I thought we were going to have sandwiches again, which is yesterday. Today we had Mexican food. They ordered beans and rice, enchilada, tacos. I got some guac. Ugh, so Los Angeles. Guacamole. Yeah, cherry Coke. It was nice. Had a lot of potato chips. And it was nice. And I didn't really plan to have like a dinner after I get home. But just now I just ate some lettuce. And now I'm eating yogurt. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. I need to go to bed. And yeah, everything's fine. The people were okay. The people were chill. Not much else. Um, yeah, talking about movies. I hate that. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I should be proud of it. But every time I talk about films, I'm always clearly the one who has seen the more films, and it's clearly the one with like a stronger taste. Because we talk about horror, and she's just like, her name is Ziyu, and she's just like, oh, my favorite's Get Out. And the DP, who's like bearded and clearly more experienced, and he's like, my favorite is The Witch. Both very valid answers, both really good films, but damn. I was like, Ring is my favorite. And she's like, isn't that like really old? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's 1998. And she's like, no, that's old. Which is crazy. 90s is not old. Maybe 70s is like kind of old. And 1940s and 50s is old for me. But yeah. But yeah, it's all fine and dandy. All fine and dandy. And then yeah, I'm very excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep for quite a bit, but I still have to set an alarm and wake up. I'm gonna meet Audrey. And then I'm gonna just go watch No Other Choice. So excited. With Justin T. Justin T asked me to just Uber with him together, and I'm like, no. I don't want to spend money on that. I'm just gonna take a metro and a train. And he's like, no, it takes 2 hours. And for me, it doesn't take 2 hours. For me, it takes like 50 minutes, or maybe an hour, which is not that bad. I mean, in Hong Kong, Saiwan Ho to, I don't know, Taipo. That's a bit extreme. Saiwan Ho to Chunwan is like an hour, which is like fine, I spent a whole hour going from Saiwan Ho to Chunwan to see In the Mood for Love. So of course I'll do the same for No Other Choice. So it's fine. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm gonna clean up my room because Audrey's gonna see my room now. Fuck. Yeah, it's crazy how easy it is to invite a girl to your own place. I have tried to do that with Giant though, have I? I told her, oh, you should come, but it never really happened because she's busy and blah blah blah. Yeah. Giant still talked to me, so Giant's looking for PD for Eulogy. Originally it's me, but I guess Giant doesn't want to work with me anymore, so Giant's asking Jing Chen, which is great. Jing Chen's like even better than me. He's higher tier than me. It's just that maybe he's not gonna be okay with not being paid now that he's professional. So I don't know. But yeah, we go way back, and by that I mean 2023, which is 1.5 years ago. But we go way back to the ancient times of 2023. It's so fucking crazy actually that like April 2023 was like the last act of my tumultuous relationship with Leslie, or like near the last act. But that is also when I begin my journey in USC, kind of, or like a prologue of sorts. Like, it's so crazy how fast 4 years fly by, but then if I look in terms of like story arcs, it's actually like so much shit happens. Yeah. Even Starman felt like it happened for a while. But yeah, excited for tomorrow. Excited. And, yeah. Alright, time now is 11:56 a.m. in the morning on November 17th. Yeah, I slept from 4:45-ish to 11:10 maybe, and then I went back to bed. But I couldn't fall asleep actually after I went back to bed. But yeah, it wasn't the best. It was about 6 hours, 6.5 hours of sleep. But I feel awake right now. I feel very awake, so that's nice. I also feel like my throat is a little dry in here, which is bad because now is not a time to be sick. But I feel like I am a little sick. But yeah, turns out the Zoom meeting I have is from noon to 1 p.m. But also it turns out it's gonna be recorded, so I don't have to be that worried about not being on it on time. And yeah, also Audrey told me she pulled an all-nighter to write an essay, so she kind of doesn't want to come today, which is valid, you know? And my room is still a mess. Last night I spent some time sorting out clothes. Yeah, but Audrey's like, well, I can see you tomorrow. So, yeah, I can see Audrey tomorrow. That's nice too. And this leaves today afternoon, more free for me to just edit stuff and, sort things out, which is great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's gonna be chill. And super excited for No Other Choice. Extremely excited for No Other Choice. Holy shit. It's gonna be a masterpiece. But don't want to put my hopes too high though, because that always ruins a film. But super excited. Yeah. And that's it. That's all. Pepper asked me to join a Zoom meeting at 8:30 a.m. this morning. Like last night she told me, and I'm like, nah, I can't make it because I want to sleep. Like in my head, I'm like, because I want to sleep. There's no way you're making me join a Zoom meeting at 8 fucking a.m., okay? Especially after a film set that goes till 2:30 a.m. You can't. Nah. Okay, oh my god. I'm gonna head out to take a bus right now to go to Century City to watch No Other Choice. And just a quick history, I missed my opportunity to see this film like 3 times already. About a month ago, it premiered in LA at the Beyond Fest at the Aero Theater, and I wasn't fast enough to buy the ticket. The tickets were sold out within seconds. And then my friend went to Newport Film Festival to watch it with Park Chan-wook Q&A, which is crazy, but there's no way I would be there because it's like super far away. I don't have a car and I had a class. And then, suddenly, out of nowhere, No Other Choice decided to premiere at the Academy Museum 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Or no, 2 days ago. And tons of people I know went there, but at the time I didn't go because I thought I already had a ticket for Sunday, which is yesterday. But turns out my friend's friend didn't buy me that ticket. I was tricked. But fortunately, my other friend had an extra ticket to see it at Century City today with Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyung-hoon Q&A. So I'm super excited. So let's go. Holy fuck. I just missed the bus. I'm going to a different bus now. Fuck me. You've got to be fucking kidding me. There's a river down here. Fuck me. LA urban design, guys. Ugh. Shit. Ah, fuck. I love Los Angeles. Alright, we're here. Not late at all. It's 7:55 p.m. We're at Century City. I haven't been here in months. What the hell?
13 upstairs, sorry. And it'll be 13 upstairs. Thank you. You guys good to go?
Was this bad?
What's funny about you then?
This is why she threw you out.
또 유명해. Se non sabe con che cosa ti mettendo.
Chanel Riley. I'm an editor at Variety. Thank you so much for coming out coming out to the theater to see this movie on the big screen. I'm so pleased to welcome two of tonight's guests who made this movie possible. Please join me in welcoming co-writer director Park Chan-wook and actor Lee Byung-han. Congratulations on a very tragic but very, very funny movie. I want to start with director Park because I know this is an adaptation.
So it's actually been 20 years since I first read the novel, but I hadn't had the courage to get started on the adaptation process. So it's actually been 15 years since I started the work for the adaptation.
처음에는 이 작품, 이 소설이 제가 정말 제일 좋아하는 영화 중에 하나인 포인트 블랭크를 쓴 그 원작자의 또 다른 작품이다라는 이유만으로 골라서 읽기 시작한 책이었습니다.
And the reason why I initially decided to read this novel is because the writer of the novel was also a writer for one of my favorite, the writer for the novel that one of my favorite movies of all time was based on, which is Point Blank.
예, 안 보신 분 있으면 꼭 보세요. 그 리마빈 나오는 포인트 블랭크 정말 좋은 영화입니다.
If there's anyone here who hasn't watched the movie, I hope you get to watch it. It has Lee Marvin in it, and it's a really, really, really good movie.
그런데 이제 제가 소설을 각색을 하는 데 있어서 제일 근본적인 변화를 주었던 것은 물론 뭐 이 디테일을 보면 정말 거의 하나도 남은 건 없이 다 쓰다시피 했지만 근본적인 변화는 아마도 만수의 가족이 만수가 어떤 행동을 했는지 눈치채 버린다라는 것이었습니다.
And in the process of adapting from the novel, I think the most fundamental change that I made, of course, when you look at the detailed changes, the little smaller changes, everything has really changed from the original novel. But if we consider the most fundamental change from the novel is the fact that the family begins to notice what this main character has been up to.
그렇게 됨으로써 가족을 위해서 이 일을 한다라고 어쩔 수가 없다 이렇게 스스로 자기한테 막 주문을 외면서 그렇게 정당화했던 만수가 결국 그 행동 때문에 아들과 아내가 자기를 이제 멀리하게 됐다라는 결국 이 가정을 지키기 위한 행동 때문에 붕괴됐다라는 이 거대한 부조리한 아이러니가 제가 이 작품을 각색을 해서 영화를 꼭 만들고 싶다라는 그 생각을 포기하지 않게 한 주된 이유였습니다.
And because of this, he tells himself that he has no other choice but to do all of this for his family. That was the justification that he's told himself as he's doing these horrible actions. But it's the very action that he took that leads to his wife and his son growing more distant from him. So it's his actions of attempt to protect his family that ends up actually shattering the family. And this absurd irony of the story is what fascinated me and allowed me to never give up on my attempt to make this movie.
And as an actor, I'm curious, what about this role spoke to you, and how do you prepare for a role like this? Because it's very mentally and physically demanding, and I don't know if you are the kind of actor who takes your work home with you, if you have a way of sort of letting go of a character at the end of the day, or if this one stuck with you.
만수라는 역은 굉장히 우리가 주변에서 흔히 볼 수 있는 아주 평범한 캐릭터예요. 가족을 끔찍히 생각하고 그리고 자기가 이루어놓은 것에 대해서 굉장히 만족감과 행복감을 어쩔 수 없이 해나가는 그런 상황들이 있기 때문에 사실 평범한 캐릭터이지만 그가 걸어가야 할 여정은 그 어떤 영화보다도 감정의 굴곡이 굉장히 심하고 정말 다양한 감정들을 다 표현해야 되는 그런 역할이었기 때문에 배우로서는 굉장히 좀 어떤 도전해야 될 과제이기도 했고 또 한편으로는 굉장히 흥미로운 그런 약간 마음을 설레게 하는 그런 역할이었어요.
Mansu is a very ordinary man. He loves his family to death, and he derives happiness from what he has achieved. And when he's suddenly fired, everything that he's built up, his family, his house, is in peril. And therefore, he makes some pretty idiotic decisions and is forcefully executing his plan. And in his path throughout this film, there are so many emotional ups and downs, and I have to express such a variety of different emotions. As an actor, that can feel like a challenge, but it's also extremely exciting.
I do have to say, when he has to give the dog up, that's the most heartbreaking thing I can imagine. That's when I would start killing, personally. The two of you obviously worked together before. What is it like reuniting after all this time? How have you changed, and do you sort of have a shorthand that you fell back into?
처음에 25년 전에 그러니까 처음 만난 JSA라는 작품을 이렇게 했고 그만 해도 저나 병원이나 뭐 경력이 완전히 그런 말은 좀 어울리지 않네요. 저는 안정이 안 돼 있는 정도가 아니라 이 작품마저 실패하면 영원히 감독을 못할 것이 뻔한 그런 상태이기 때문에 굉장히 처절한 마음으로 잠시도 긴장에 끈을 놓지 못하고 영화를 찍어야 했던 그런 아주 불안정한 감독이었고요. 병원도 TV 스타였지만 영화에서는 아직 큰 박스오피스에서 큰 성과를 내지 못한 상태였기 때문에 조금 초조한 그런 단계에 있었죠. 그래서 그때에 비하면 지금은 나이도 들고 또 병원도 가정을 이루고 아이들도 키우고 또 완전히 확고한 스타의 지위를 차지하고 누리고 있는 상태였기 때문에 이번 작업은 매우 편안하고 여유롭고 그런 상태에서 진행했다고 저는 생각하는데 저는 그랬는데 병원의 말은 또 다르더라고요. 들어보세요.
So 25 years ago, we had worked on the movie JSA, and at that time our career wasn't very stable. Actually, I think the word stable is not appropriate to describe the state I specifically was in. Because at that time, if I had failed that movie, I would have never been able to work as a director. So I was working from this sense of great devastation. I was always tensed up. I was this very unstable director in every sense of the word. And I think for Byung-hun as well, he was a TV star, but he hasn't had much achievements in the theatrical box office. So I think he was a little nervous about that too. But now that we've both gotten older, and Byung-hun now has family, he has kids, and he's clearly become a star of Korea and beyond. This time working together again, I think it was a much more comfortable and relaxed experience. Or so I thought, but I think Byung-hun feels differently. So why don't you hear his side of the story?
감독님은 25년 전이나 지금이나 뭐 변화하실 게 거의 없어요. 너무 늘 다정하고 점잖은 정말 그런 젠틀한 그런 분이시고, 근데 그런 모습과 달리 배우들에게 혹은 또 스태프들 각자의 부서에게 요구하는 상황은 저걸 어떻게 사람이 할 수가 있지 싶을 정도의 요구를 하세요. 근데 그것도 아주 점잖게. 그러니까 뭐라고 얘기도 못하고 그냥 모든 스태프들과 배우들은 해야 되는구나 하고서 이제 하는데, 저만 해도 사실 뭐 감독님과 너무 평소에도 이제 작품은 그 사이에 못했지만 친하게 지냈기 때문에 괜찮았는데, 나머지 배우들은 정말 저한테 얘기하기를 전날부터 잠이 안 온다고 촬영 있는 날 그만큼 굉장히 정신적으로 힘들었고 그리고 또 박 감독님이라는 거장과 함께 처음으로 일을 했기 때문에 굉장히 늘 긴장하면서 간다 이런 얘기들을 함께한 동료들은 얘기를 했었어요.
I think since 25 years ago, Director Park really hasn't changed. He's always been so gentle and has a really warm demeanor. But as an actor, and even as a head of department or crew member on one of his films, you want to ask, how can he ask a person of such things? He is really asking something very demanding of us, and it's said in such a gentle way that you think, okay, I guess I have to do it now. And of course, I'm very close to Director Park, but for the other actors who hadn't worked with him before, it was to the extent that they would tell me, oh, I really can't sleep the night before because they're so nervous, and it would really be mentally taxing for them, and also with the pressure of working with such a master of his craft, and you could really feel that tension from them.
예를 들면 그 제가 첫 번째 영화 초반에 면접씬이 있어요. 그 면접씬은 그 대사나 얼굴의 감정만으로도 이미 굉장히 아주 예민한 그런 어떤 감정을 연기해야 되는 상황인데 그 연기를 하고 하면서 대사를 하면서 저 빌딩 앞에 비춰지는 그 햇빛을 되게 불편해하며 그 빛을 피하려고 하는 동시에 갑자기 밀려오는 치통으로 손이 올라가다가 앞에 있는 사람들을 의식하면서 다시 내리고 그 긴장과 불안감 때문에 떨려오는 다리를 이쪽 다리를 이렇게 누르고 그랬다가 안정이 되니까 다시 피고 이런 모든 것들을 한꺼번에 연기를 해야 됐어요. 그래서 그 씬이 가장 기억에 남는 씬 중에 하나예요.
If you guys remember one of the very early scenes when Mansu is in the interview room, there are a lot of very nuanced and sensitive emotions that I have to show with my face, and of course there's the dialogue, and then there's the light beam reflecting off the building outside that Mansu is looking at, and he raises his hand slightly and then lowers it again, then his leg is shaking, and then he straightens his leg. And in balancing all these different elements, I found that to be quite a challenge.
Monzu, his actions are obviously very questionable, but at the same time, I think, you know, we've all wondered what we would do in a situation like this. Is that something you found yourself thinking about or discussing? Because I don't think either of your careers are going anywhere, but with the advent of AI, this all feels, you know, extra timely. It's probably something you thought about.
예, 그런 얘기 많이 했죠. 특히 김원 배우가 질문이 많았습니다. 이런 상황에 놓였다고 해서 살인까지, 연쇄살인까지 저지를 수 있느냐, 그게 가능할까? 관객들이 그것에 대해서 납득할까? 이런 질문을 많이 했습니다.
Yes, we've had a lot of those conversations. Byung-hun has especially asked me a lot of questions in that vein. Like, just because someone is in that situation, would they necessarily become a serial killer? Is that even possible? And would the audience be able to understand his decision? He's asked me a lot of questions like that.
저는 계속 답하기를 관객이 완벽하게 동의하지 않는 것이 포인트다. 어느 순간에는 좀 빨려 들어가다가 그러니까 이 만수의 그 처지, 그 절박한 심정, 또 이병헌의 그 호소력이 강한 연기에 말려들어서 그의 그 입장을 이해하고 심지어 응원까지 하게 되는 초보 살인자로서 이렇게 어리버리하게 실수하고 허둥지둥할 때 아이고 좀 잘하지 하는 그런 속의 마음이 응원하는 마음이 막 들 정도로 그렇게 하다가 또 어느 순간 관객은 가만히 있어봐 이게 이래도 되나? 이건 살인인데 이렇게까지 하는 건 안 되잖아라고 하면서 저 사람이 지금 뭘 하고 있는 거지 하고 거리를 다시 말해서 비판적인 거리를 유지하면서 보는 이런 것이 반복적으로 왔다 갔다 하게 되기를 바랬습니다.
And I kept answering his questions in this way. The audience isn't supposed to completely agree with the character Mansu. That's precisely the point of this story. So at certain moments, the audience is completely absorbed by Mansu and his tragedy. And of course, this is further convincing for the audience by Lee Byung-hun's moving performance of the character as well. So the audience understands Mansu and even roots for his goal. But then when they watch him as this first-time killer who's so terrible at his job, we even watch him go through the murders and internally tell him to do a better job. Like, oh my God, like you messed up, you should have done better. And at other moments, we begin to realize that wait, this act that he's doing, he's actually murdering people. Like, what is that guy doing? And in that moment, the audience has created this critical distance between the character and themselves. And to repeatedly waver between these two states, that was my intention for the character and the film.
그래도 병원은 만족하지 않았어요. 제 설명이 만족스럽지 않았나 봐요. 그래서 계속 끝없이 그 같은 의문을 품고 자기에게도 질문하고 저에게도 질문하고 끝까지 그랬습니다. 저는 나중에는 뭐라고 그랬냐면, 그러니까 병원의 말은 그거예요. 나 같으면요 실직했다고 연쇄살인을 하지는 못할 것 같아요 라는 거였는데, 저의 대답은 이건 네가 아니야. 만수는 네가 아니라 실직을 해서 연쇄살인을 하는 사람이야. 그 사람에 관한 얘기야 라는 것이 제 대답이 바보 같은 소리일지 몰라도 어쨌든 저의 대답은 그거였습니다.
But I don't think Byung-hun was ever satisfied with my answer because he kept asking those same questions to me and to himself until the very end of our filmmaking journey. So what Byung-hun keeps saying is that, oh, if I were to lose my job, I wouldn't become a serial killer. So I have to keep telling him, but you're not Mansu. This is a story about Mansu, who is someone who would become a serial killer just because he lost his job. And perhaps that is kind of a dumb answer, but that was the answer that I've always had in my mind.
근데 배우는 제가 정말 아주 최악의 빌런을 역할을 맡더라도 그 인물을 충분히 100% 다 이해하고 내가 그 인물에 설득을 당해야 비로소 내가 그 캐릭터에 젖어서 관객들을 설득시켜야 되는 것이 배우의 직업이라고 생각을 하거든요. 그렇기 때문에 저는 객관적인 입장에서 소설처럼 읽었을 때는 어떻게 해고를 당했다고 이런 결심을 할까라는 생각을 했지만 어떻게 억지로라도 그 인물을 제 것으로 만들어야 했어요. 그리고 억지로라도 그 인물을 이해할 수밖에 없어요.
Even when I'm playing the worst villain, I need to 100% understand that character and be convinced by that character in order to in turn convince the audience of that character's motives. So when I'm reading the script and like looking at the character Mansu, it's as if I'm reading a novel and I have a relatively objective point of view, but when I'm acting, I'm not thinking, how could he do this? I'm really making his motives mine and embodying him to the full.
지금처럼 만약에 형제를 제거를 하는 방향 쪽으로 계속 선택을 한다면 지금처럼 세계적으로 여기저기 영화제 다니면서 아마 나만 난 배우는 없을 거예요.
If I was really embodying him truly, there wouldn't be a lot of competing actors left in the film circuit.
Again, I just want to reiterate, you take my dog, I will become a serial killer. So I completely understand and find him very sympathetic. I want to ask if you could all stay seated so they can get out of here, but thank you so much for being a great audience. Please let everyone know.
팀 앵.
總之帶我 Old Boy Blu-ray 嚟嘅。
Oakley dokley, it's 4:14 a.m. in the morning. It's fucking late. Holy shit. I feel like I didn't do anything today. I woke up and went back to bed, and then there's the first jobs Zoom meeting, which, as it turns out, it's gonna be recorded anyways, and also it's a program that's mainly for like recent graduates, so I guess I don't really have to worry about it. I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah, I attended the Zoom meeting, but I was also on my bed in my pajamas, using my phone the whole time. And then I went back to bed for like an hour and 20 minutes, and I didn't even fall asleep. I just love the warmth of my bed, I guess. Yeah, and then I realized I'm feeling kind of sick, like a little bit. Like I'm very dry throat, and I'm getting very stuffy nose right now, which is bad. I don't want to be sick, okay? Now is not the time. But yeah. So that's that, and then I spent a lot of the day just filming and editing 2 reviews, and that's it. I realized, holy shit, I have no time to do anything at all, which is concerning. But yeah, I should probably continue with the internship stuff, because I realized that my first deadline comes 2 days later. But yeah, so Audrey didn't come today, which is good, because my living room was a mess, everything was a mess. I just remember I have like laundry downstairs. Yeah, everything's a mess, and yeah, I need to clean things up, and I'm not in my best condition. Also, instead I did stuff in the afternoon, and then at 6:45 p.m. I left my apartment, and I tried to take bus 206 northward, and then bus 28 westward to Century City, and it takes about an hour, but of course, because it's raining and everything's kind of delayed and sketchy, so it took more than an hour. I ended up missing bus 206 by a few seconds. And then so I walked 15 minutes or like 10 minutes to bus 207 to Western Avenue, and then took a bus there instead. It was raining really hard. Justin T called me and was like, hey, you sure you don't want to Uber? We can split the Uber fee. And I'm like, nah, because the Uber fee would be like $50-something, and if I split with Justin T, it would be 20-something. If I save $20-something, that's like 2 meals. That's 2 whole meals. 2 home-cooked meals at least. $20 is also a good meal outside, but you know, I'm not fucking spending $20 Ubering there. I'm already gonna Uber back. So yeah, I took a whole hour on the bus there, which is fine. I need some alone time. I need some time to write some emails and write some scripts, etc., answer some texts, and yeah, you know, went out, arrived at Century City quite punctually, and then arrived at the theater. Surprisingly, they played ads, like trailers, for 15 minutes only, and then you watch No Other Choice, and it's great. Didn't completely blow my mind, but it's great nonetheless. And then Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyung-hun showed up. Holy shit, this is a starstruck moment for me. I think, yeah, not a lot of filmmakers. I mean, I love a lot of filmmakers. A lot of filmmakers are really important to me, but I think, as far as the ones I've seen, Bong Joon-ho and Park Chan-wook are the 2 filmmakers I've seen in person that really made me go, holy shit, it's them. Holy fuck. And yeah, just seeing Park Chan-wook, someone that I worship so much, just show up in front of me is crazy. What's crazier is that after the screening, they were supposed to leave, but instead they stayed behind for a little bit. And people started going up to Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyung-hun and asking for selfies and asking for autographs, and they were actually like taking selfies and everything. And at some point I was like, do you want to go? Like, I talked to Justin T, do you want to go down? And Justin T's like, yeah, let's go. And then so we walked down the stairs, and by the time we reached near the entrance / exit of the theater, Park Chan-wook crossed right in front of me, and there's one person between me and Park Chan-wook, and I had my phone ready, and I was about to ask for a selfie, and again, I'm a little shy, and then I wanted to ask Justin T to ask for me, but then I realized he's younger than me, and I should be the one asking, and I'm like, I almost said excuse me, but then they're like, no, he needs to leave. So Park Chan-wook left. But Lee Byung-hun stayed behind for like a couple more seconds, for a couple more minutes. And then so we went downstairs to the very front. And again, I was so close to catching Lee Byung-hun. I was so freaking close. And then he just swerves away. So yeah. But apparently someone I know got a photo with Lee Byung-hun, which is great. But I care more about Park Chan-wook. So yeah, but no worries because I'm seeing him in December at the Aero Theater. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And Justin T won't be seeing them. Yikes. But yeah, still awesome experience, awesome movie. And yeah, came back home and it was already like 11:40 something p.m. Tull, the Thai guy, came over to discuss his short film with me. So as I was cooking dinner and eating dinner, he's just sitting beside me talking and discussing his short film, which I'm not even on his crew. I don't want to be on his crew because I'm too tired. But I helped him out anyways. Yeah, I feel bad for him. He's directing a short film for the first time, and it's probably hell stressful. So yeah. And then yeah, and then I talked with my mom for a little bit, and then I just finished editing my mini movie round video, and it's already 4:20 a.m. So fucking goddamn it, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna directly go to bed. So Audrey's coming tomorrow, which is exciting, and there's also therapy, so I can't just sleep all day. So yeah, that's it.